Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. This is Alicia. I am Barney Matahari, and today we're doing a pick a card reading. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? We have 3 piles today. Pile number 1, we've got this beautiful, cute Christmas bauble. We've got number 2, this turquoise Christmas bauble. And pile number 3, we've got this gorgeous beaded angel Christmas tree topper. So take a moment, decide which pile is for you, and I am going to get started with pile number 1. Pile number 1, welcome back to my channel. This is Alicia Barney Matahari, and you picked this cute, delightful Christmas bauble. This is all the way from Edinburgh Castle in Scotland, and I just couldn't resist it. And I'm going to pop it up here along with your number 1 on the other side of my lovely Ganesh. And we'll get started with your oracle cards. What we're asking the question, sleigh bells ring, are you listening? And we're going to look at it in 2 parts. We'll start with the oracle cards and look at the central energy of the reading. And then we'll look at what demons are you slaying, what attachments are you slaying, what's leaving your life, what energies are leaving your life. And then we're going to look at sleigh bells, what are your incoming blessings. So to start with, we have your nakshatra card, which is Shravana. Shravana is the god of consciousness, the one who hears, the one who limps. It's card number 22. And 22 is a mastership number. So you're gaining mastery, or you have attained mastery at a certain soul level. This incarnation of the star of learning, you've learned, you've attained a certain level of mastership in the lessons that you came here, or to transcend, I want to say. We've got the power to connect to others. I'm piggybacking off of Victor Kara's, because he looks at the sutras, and the way he explained, the one who limps, first of all, is the one who limps needs a goal in order to walk the path. So that for me is kind of the more base layer of Shravana. The lessons are the life lesson of Shravana. And when I say lower or base, I just mean lower frequency, which really just means it's slower and denser. Matter is a slower frequency than light, and sound is in between. And then the one who hears is more kind of a higher frequency in terms of the god of consciousness, meaning the one who hears establishes the path. So if you're listening, what are you listening for? You're listening for a worthy goal. And what is the worthy goal of all of us? Well, if you're on a spiritual path, ultimately it's that, return home. We're all just walking each other home to get back to source, ultimately, in a nutshell. So I'm just going to pop that down here. Then you've got coherence, which is lovely as well. Card number 13, which is strongly associated with the Pleiadians. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. So free will directs the mind, and my mind creates our reality. And now I'm being taken to my lineage, my yoga lineage, which is Shivananda. Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. That is the mantra, the path. That's what greets you at the ashram when you arrive. And then we've got wolf medicine, card number 15, which is beautiful. So I'm getting very strong with coherence. I'm seeing the tree of life, and I'm drawn to, with coherence, if you're familiar with the 5 koshas, you've got the annamaya layer, which is the physical layer, and then you've got the pranamaya layer, which is the breath body, and then you've got the manomaya, which is the emotional intellect, and then you've got the vijnana, which is the I want to say the higher mind. I can't remember how it's actually described. And then you've got the Ananda, which is the bliss layer. So that's really in line with like having the coherence to bring in harmony, not only your heart and your mind, but really all of the 5 kosha layers. We have moon energy very strongly here with Shravana, because the nakshatra lord is the moon, is associated with the moon. Then you've got the wolf medicine. The wolf is also known as moon dog. The in some Native American cultures as well, the clan teacher is the wolf. So very, very strong moon energy coming through, very, very strong truth. Shravana for me also is very strongly associated with freedom. And how can you have freedom without directing your free will in harmony with divine energies? We're either moving away from the light or we're moving towards the light. And coherence is that kind of, there's always 3. We live in a dualistic world, but there's always 3. How do those 2 sides of the coin, how do they mesh? How do they engage? How do they dance with each other? And that happens within us first. And then I'm seeing a mind map. It happens with us first, and then we interact with, our intimate partners and our community and the people that we work with and the world at large. So in degrees, really, really beautiful. So, and this is the star of learning and the power to connect. So you've really mastered how to have coherence between body, heart, and mind. And what I'm hearing is that like you've gained this awareness, but rather than thinking that the spiritual path or the spiritual thing is to be subservient, you've learned how to deal yourself in. You've learned how to be unselfishly loving with yourself and with others. But you've really mastered that. I'm hearing karma yoga as well, that service to others. And you've really learned how to calm your mind, or at least observe your mind. You've learned to drive from a more inner being space more of the time. I'm not saying that you don't make mistakes. I'm not saying that things don't happen in your world that like block your intuition or that cause confusion, but you really mastered being able to center yourself and learn how to move forward from that place where you find, I'm hearing moments of coherence, because I'm hearing Abraham Hicks. It's not like you get enlightenment and you stick it on, you get a certificate and then you stick it on a wall and that's it forever. It's like, we have to have a shower every day to maintain our cleanliness. We need to maintain spiritual hygiene. We need to maintain hygiene of all of our koshas. We need to do our breathing practices. We need to eat right. We need to exercise our body. We need to take proper action in the world. We need to ingest mentally and emotionally energy that is in harmony with unselfish love, is what I'm really moving away from unconditional love, because we live in a world that is conditional. And I'm always brought back to this. If someone is harming you or hurting you, like, it's not loving to allow them to be an ABUSER, and it's not loving to yourself to take that ABUSE. So you've really come into a lot of discernment. And with all this moon energy, you've really managed to cut through illusions. You've really managed to go into the depths of the emotions and process them and be with them and listen to yourself, tell yourself the truth, and to use that energy in a way that is wise and that is driving you forward, partnering in a way towards the life that you want to create. Whether that has manifested in, real world on the scale of how society would judge it is completely not the point. Your ability to be true with your own heart and to be able to take steps towards what feels right and good and proper for you is something that you're really embodying, and it's that energy is radiating out from you. So that's really, really cool, pile number one. Congratulations. It's amazing. So I'm really getting, with the Pleiadians as well, I'm hearing, and Pleiadians, Ascended Masters, like I'm getting very strong angelic realms, galactic realms, dragon realms, fae realms. You're very tapped into the magic. Whether or not you kind of look at it that way, your energy, we are what we are. We are the frequency that we cultivate, for want of a better word. And Moondog, Moondog, wolf, also known as Moondog. But wolf medicine is about, wolf is a pathfinder. And we were talking about duality as well. Wolf is also loyal. Wolf is also a pack animal. And wolf is also a lone wolf as well. So it can do both. It can do hermit and it can do being in connection with people. It can do groups. It can do teach, learn, I'm hearing as well. The law of one. The law of one has been coming up really, 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 really strong. So what you're leaving behind, the energy that you've really slain, is feeling disconnected. Feeling like, not only feeling disconnected, but being disconnected. Like not being aware of the presence that all is one. That even those teachers, I'm hearing Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer. He wrote a book inspired. He had a terrible relationship with his dad, and I heard him being interviewed by Abraham Hicks once, and he told a story about how he was going to go to his dad's grave and desecrate it by, basically urinating on it. But he had a moment of enlightenment at the grave, and he stopped and he recognized that his dad was actually his greatest teacher. And this was, long after his dad had passed. He was able to harvest the wisdom of the lessons of the pain that he experienced with his father, which is really beautiful. I'm hearing that song from Pink Floyd as well. Oh, Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. Comfortably numb. There is no pain, you are receding. A distant ship or smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. Really, really beautiful. So we're thinking about what resists persists. You've really learned that lesson, that all is divine, even evil is divine. Evil, I'm hearing put that in your pipe and smoke it, and that's reminding me of Shiv for some reason, Shiva. So maybe some of you have, I don't know, maybe some of you have been to some ceremonies, or you smoke the pipe, or maybe you have a relationship with somebody who taught you a bunch of lessons that smokes the pipe or something. Think about it. Whatever way it resonates for you will be different for all of you. And you've really learned to elevate your perspective, and not saying that your perspective was bad before, it was just more earthly. You're looking at the lessons through a different lens. You're appreciating the micro movements. You're appreciating that I just did a course in Vipassana recently, and one of the things they were talking about was like, every breath is the same. There's no destination. Like every breath is equally as important as the next breath. And because you're never trying to get anywhere, you're always here. So you really, really learned every moment that passes is an opportunity to either take the path on every moment is a decision to either be in harmony with divinity or to turn your back on divinity. And that's just a fact. And we're ultimately, as I open the reading with, we're all ultimately all trying to get back to source on our incarnation, but most of us we're taught back to moon themes. We're in pain, we're suffering those emotions. And the sacral chakra, which is, we talked about the tree of life, is really strongly associated with the moon as well. So that processing of those emotions, those illusions, like just the veil, being able to pierce the veil with the heart energy. And the heart is air energy. The heart is discernment, knowing where to spend your energy and knowing what to ingest in all, transcending illusions. I don't know if you're hearing Never Cry Wolf, which is a book, and I think it was set back in the 1970s, where this guy was sent by their government up to Alaska to basically do some research on the wolves, because they were saying that the wolves were killing all of the livestock. And he went up there and he just went off. he went completely anti-establishment. And he actually, it was kind of, I think that Kevin Costner movie, what is it, Dances with Wolves, might be based on it, or loosely based on it. But he went up there and he really got close to the wolves, and the wolves embraced him or accepted him. And he discovered that the wolves were not killing livestock. They were living on mice and all sorts of things. And then I'm also thinking about wolves in Yellowstone as well. I remember seeing this when wolves came back to Yellowstone, like it really had a huge impact on the environment, on the ecology, and things started to thrive. It's available on YouTube somewhere. I haven't seen it in years, but that's come to mind as well. Then dreams. You might be getting a lot of, you might be doing some dream walking. You might be doing some astral travel in your dreams. You might be working out a lot of the relationship issues in your dreams. If you've had to move away from people that were harming you, for example, or that kind of thing, or if they're at a different level of consciousness where they just don't understand where you're coming from, and you could talk to them till you're blue in the face, but they're just never going to get it. You are what you are, and they are what they are. You've done the work, you've been interested, you've established the path. You might be the one who hears, and you might be in relationship with the one who limps, and you trying to explain it to somebody else. They have to live it, they have to experience it, and that is the spiritual path. There's most things we think we can teach to a degree, but people still need to have the experience to be able to take it from the book into being able to apply it. Applied spirituality is what we're doing in a 3D life, for want of a better word. So your incoming blessings, you're already there. And we talked about the relationship, the 1, 2, 3. So we're in a duality world. You've been able to take the lessons, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the ones that felt good, the ones that looked good, the ones that felt bad, the ones that were painful. You've been able to take a lot of that and really work through that energy, using your intuition, using your mastery over this illusion that we walk in. And I just picked up, literally this morning when I was out, I picked up a copy of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which I've never read, and I'm hearing death is only the beginning. So you're waking up to what is truly important to you, what your true goals are. And that is such a blessing, because if you know what your destination or if you know what your direction is, you can at least go in that direction. And again, I'm hearing all is divine, divine detours, all who wander are not lost. That's from the Lord of the Rings. All that glitters is not gold. So you really transcended the bells and whistles and the look over here and all that kind of stuff. Then I'm also hearing Sirius, Dog Star. Sirius is also known as Dog Star. I'm getting that from the wolf card and from Pleiadians as well. And it's reminding me of Harry Potter, the father, not the father, the uncle. I think his name was Sirius in it. And I'm getting Luna Lovejoy as well. And she was very, she was very marching to the beat of her own drum. People thought she was a bit, I'm getting like people may not have gotten you. You may not have even gotten you. You could have been a lone wolf in like how you showed up in the world and how your vibration was. Like maybe you were always, I'm seeing that in Sesame Street and one of these kids is doing their own thing. Like you were just ahead of your time is really what I'm getting. So you might be doing a lot of time jumping as well, timeline jumping. Like, and maybe when you go to sleep, we're again back to dreams and moon themes. Moon's so strong for you. Oh my gosh, your intuition and your moon energy is really really bright, like a star energy. I'd be surprised if the star doesn't come out when we pull some tarot cards. I've been talking like for an age. Sorry. And also I'm getting voice being at the moon. I'm getting your voice and throat chakra for you as well, pile number 1. So you're really getting an understanding of what true abundance is to you. Peace in all times, peace in chaos, peace in stillness, knowing a visceral feeling of oneness, a visceral feeling of universal consciousness. Maybe not all the time because we live in a chaotic world. Wisdom, viscerally. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Creative flow. I feel like you're coming into a really creative Son of Air, Page of Swords. I feel like you're coming into a really creative stage in your life. 6 of Wands, success. 3 of Cups, 3 of Water. 4 of Earth, 4 of Pentacles. You've gone to the root you've gone to the roots. And when you build a good foundation, look at what can grow from it. I'm hearing from that song on Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind. How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, you'll never know. The Emperor, 2 4s, 44. Oh, Kuan Yin number. Temperance. Oh my gosh, more water imagery here. A lot of earth and a lot of water imagery, and we've got I was going to say outer space. I can't say outer space, but Pleiadians coming in too. Mother of Earth, Queen of Pentacles. So you've learned to be really independent and really rely on yourself. And we've got a third 4, which is the four of Swords, which is healing energy. You've got a lot of, I feel like you're whatever you have been through, you have a really healing energy for other people. And it's by the Wolf Medicine card. I feel like your truth, your work that you do, you might need to, or you probably do pay attention to the moon cycles. And I'm hearing that phrase, it's a book. Sensitive is the new strong. Sensitive is the new strong. And when you purify your energy so much, you're very, very attuned. You're able to notice. When you're very tuned in, you're able to notice different things. And that kind of sensitivity, not the sensitivity as in like, oh, you're too sensitive. You're not too sensitive. It might be overwhelming at times for you, and you might really enjoy taking time away and being in nature and being in a hermit. Like water might be really strong for you as well. You might get messages scrying in water, just even being in water, talking to water, speaking with water, by the ocean, by water bodies as well. Swimming might be really good for you. Spiritual baths might be really good for you. And then things that make you sweat. Like I feel like you process energy really wholly and deeply. And I'm seeing yoga. So processing energy through like releasing not only, I'm not seeing it as being blockages actually, I'm seeing it as being releasing wisdom and making space in your body. Very, very interesting. So I'm on a bit of a yoga journey at the moment. So I noticed that because I wasn't doing it for a while, like it became more, I became less flexible. And when I'm doing yoga now, there's something where I'm getting this feeling of like, it's not a bad thing that I'm less flexible. It's just that I'm on a different journey. Now I'm in the process of releasing things that need to be released. You know, they say we carry in our DNA, we carry in our muscles, we carry in our body information, family trauma. So I feel like I'm able to release, and this might be something that you're experiencing as well, or it might be something to pay attention to when you're doing some physical activity, that what you're doing is you're releasing energy. I notice when I start to do even one sun salutation, like I feel this intense, immense heat in my body. Like, so I'm really feeling the Kundalini energy. So that might be something that you've either experienced or that you're coming into experiencing as well. Because I'm not sure why I'm being really guided to share that with you. But there you go. There I was. I'm also hearing stillness and silence. In your creative, and we're back to the voice as well. I'm hearing singer, kirtan, body language, wordsmith, musician, dancer, Hertz, which is also German for heart, and Hertz is associated with frequency and music, and then visual art. I'm also being drawn to that movie Hero, which is I think it's a Korean or Chinese movie, but it was by the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon around the same time. But it was a visual feast. It was just so beautifully done cinematically, and I'm seeing the movie out of Africa as well. I think they got a bunch of Oscars for their cinematography. So whatever way this creativity is flowing through you, it seems to be really bubbling up and seeking expression. And I feel like, you know how we're constantly bombarded by TikTok and social media, and things just seem to be speeding up in the world outside there. But I feel like you really found or are finding joy in the stillness. And I'm hearing the song Simon and Garfunkel, but I love the Disturbed version. And when the Disturbed is a band, it's Sound of Silence. Hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. I'm hearing that your aura is a portal. It's being shown to me as this beautiful, ever-evolving snow globe. And when you shake it up, and that can be the chaos or the movement or the whatever, but then when it settles, it's a new timeline, it's a new it's a new dimension, it's a new density, it's a new realm, and that is literally your aura. It is so, so beautiful, pile number one. Oh my gosh. Those are the blessings that are coming in for you, and that is what you have left behind. And that's amazing. I'm going to pull a couple of these cards for you because I absolutely love them, and I pull them in nearly every reading because I absolutely love them. They're the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. And first up for you, we've got essences and energies. Attune to subtle energies, balance frequency holders. Yes, you're literally a walking portal. Rising to Pleiadian frequencies, we talked about this, and the hummingbird, sacred bond, healing clear space for higher energies. You've done so much healing, and as you move through the world, you're healing space for others. And angelic ones. You're really connected to the angelic realm. I used to hear this all the time, and I'm hearing it again. We are a harmony. We are a frequency. We are a frequency. We are a frequency. So those collectives, they exist on a different frequency to what we exist on here. But do you ever hear in yoga, Shavasana? Go into Shavasana. When you're in Shavasana is the most important pose in yoga. And think about it. If you can relax your body completely, you can leave and go to other realms. So I'm just going to leave it there for you, pile number one. This energy is so, so, so beautiful. Have fun traveling, and life's still going to be lifing, but you have connected with the true abundance, which is the ability to find those moments of peace. And those moments are becoming louder and bigger, are only going to continue in that direction, irrespective of what happens around you. And you are really at a beautiful, potent manifesting arc of your life. So keep going. And remember, I used to have a teacher that used to say that we are only one thought away from victimhood. Every moment is another moment to turn it all around. That is Penelope Cruz in Vanilla Sky. So at any time, we can move away from the divine plan. It's an ongoing process, and that is something that you're really mastering. So I'm going to leave it there again. Thank you so much. Your energy is beautiful. I am sending you lots of love and wishing you a beautiful holiday season if you are celebrating that. Bye, pile number one. Pile number two, welcome back. You picked this gorgeous Christmas bauble. It is inspired by the Van Gogh painting, and this is all the way from Amsterdam, and I love it. So let's look at your nakshatra and your other oracle cards. So the way I'm going to do this is we're going to start with your oracle cards, and then we're going to pull some tarot, and we're going to look at, what you're slaying, what's leaving your life, and then we're going to look at sleigh bells. What are your incoming blessings? So for you, you have Uttara Falguni. The latter red one, the star of patronage. And it's got sun energy. And then you've got dynamic, gorgeous. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. Gorgeous. Card number 23. And then you've got card number 9, Butterfly Medicine, pile number 2. Fantastic. So let's talk about Uttara Falguni. Now, I've been watching Victor Carr's series on life lessons of the nakshatras, which I really love because he goes through the sutras, and I don't have a good grasp on Sanskrit, and he really breaks them down. And the life lesson of Uttara Falguni, as he describes it, is the ideal woman Um, the ideal woman is one that is supported, is nurtured, is loved, and it's that energy of being of receiving. It's not male versus female. Fill your own cup first, but that's not the same as being selfish and pay yourself first. It's like giving, but you also need to be healthy to give. It's a bit paradoxical, and I'm not really explaining what I mean very well, but I hope you kind of get the idea. The ideal woman who is giving, who is supported, and who is nurtured is not the same as being a kept woman, for example. You know, that woman who, like a gold digger is what I want to say. It's like when you're healthy and happy, then you can make others happy. And the way to make others happy is to make yourself happy first. Loving unselfishly is not the same as being a doormat or being servile. And it's reminding me also of Howard Thurman, who was one of Martin Luther King's mentors. And he said what the world needs is people who come alive. So you can't come alive or when you're in survival mode. When you're fawning, you're doing so out of fear. So when you're coming from a place of fear rather than a place of love, and love is self-love plus loving others. But we love others, if we love others first, it doesn't mean that we don't love ourselves at the same time. It's a both and, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, it's not the runner-chaser dynamic. You know, it's not getting rewarded by money bags every time we make them happy. It's not performative. And it's not that money bags gives us a new diamond every time he disrespects us. And I'm using that as an example. Like, take it for every relationship that you the ideal woman is kind of more, to me, representative of that receiving energy each and everyone has within us, and that needs to be nurtured within ourselves and within our relationships and within our communities. So we need to honor that not only in ourselves but in other people. But it's done at the same time, even though it's kind of like being in service. It's true service rather than being servile, if that makes sense. So dynamic is giving me known and unknown. This is representative, this shape is representative of the masculine, and then you've got the feminine inside here as well. So it's again echoing that masculine and feminine dynamic. And I'm getting known and unknown, which is reminding me of the seen and the unseen. I'm getting K2 and Rahu, which is the south node and the north node. I'm getting flow, ease, grace, and energy, a dynamic force. I'm getting a relationship. We were talking about this in pile number 1, actually, that there's always 3. In a world of duality, which planet Earth is, which being in a matter-based body, a matter-based existence, there's always duality. But the relationship between the two is 3, and that's kind of the process, the catalyst, the chemistry, the energy. What energy is flowing between the duality? And that's directed by free will. We all have it, every single one of us. And I'm hearing of Viktor Frankl talking about the last authentic freedom when he was in the concentration camp. They can do whatever they want to me, but they cannot take away from me how I respond and how I feel about it and how I feel about myself. And then we have butterfly medicine. And butterfly medicine is all about cycles. It's air energy. And you've got the duality here in when the butterfly is trying to get out of the the cocoon, it needs to have that strength, it needs to have that struggle, but it's still very delicate. And if the butterfly is helped out of the cocoon, it doesn't survive because it hasn't built the strength through the struggle. So with butterfly medicine, it's about cycles, and it's about knowing, there's the egg phase, the larva phase, the cocoon phase, the birth phase. And after the birth, there's this, there's life until death, until end. And at at the egg phase, it's more about what stage am I at in this process? What stage am I at in this? Is it an idea? Is it potential? At the larvae phase, it's kind of, what decision am I making? Do I make a decision? Am I planning what needs to happen at that kind of strategic level? At the cocoon phase, it's gestating, it's being in receiving mode, building, preparing. And at the birthing phase, you're sharing this, whatever it is, this manifestation. You're nurturing it and you're sharing it and you're putting it out into the world, for want of a better word. And then whatever this is, it has a blossoming, a life of living, and then it comes to the deathbed of whatever it is. Think about how the caterpillar, the egg goes through the egg starts, then it goes caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly, and then just even think about it going from childhood to adulthood. We all go through that cycle, but everything we get involved in during our lifetime, I'm hearing cycles within cycles. I'm hearing present moment cycles. Cycles within cycles, cycles beside cycles. Gift, presence, awareness. I'm seeing that we can only, it sounds overwhelming, but it's just the nature of the universe. Everybody's got their own cycles going on. We're involved in other people's cycles. We have a lot of things. You might have a task list with a million things on it because other things relate to each other, but you can only spin one plate at a time. And it's really about using that discernment to know, I'm in this moment. You can focus on one thing at a time and really honoring where we are in that acceptance of whatever this is pertaining to, the life lesson. You've learned about using that energy through cycles and about really how to nurture yourself. So what's coming in for you is what you're leaving behind. I want to start with, I think, is like that overwhelm energy that we were talking about. The demons that you're slaying are kind of like selfish love. And what I mean by that is that pay yourself first. Because when you have that idea of paying yourself first, sometimes if you lead, what I'm trying to say is if you lead with selfishness, like if you keep putting off giving, you may never have enough. And people who, the end and the means are one. If you lead with selfishness, you're building selfishness. So you never get to the point where you're giving. So you're overcoming much struggle. And I'm hearing that you're overcoming that push energy. And I'm hearing that you've been through a lot of Saturnian cycles, which is really, austerity and maybe not seeing. It's the opposite. It's not like Jupiterian energy, which is expansion. You might have felt like you were getting a low return on investment on your efforts kind of thing, but you were building internally. And I'm hearing that, I'm hearing mega restrictions because you're so powerful. You needed to, you chose, because we all choose, you chose to have restrictions so that you could learn how to be giving, so that when your boons come in and when you've mastered your lessons, which would be clinging and attachment, and I'm hearing trauma responses as well, fight, flight, fawning, freeze. You might have been around a lot of vampiric energies that were blowing smoke, that were using flattery to extract from you. I'm hearing that you've been guilt tripped a lot. You've been shamed a lot. And you've experienced a lot of leveling by being insulted and being projected upon. Like, I'm hearing you're so selfish, and you're actually, you're not. You never were, but you were young, and you did have to learn how to master all these lessons, and you did have to learn what true service was. And that's true for all of us, because we come in as a baby and we have to learn how to step into responsibility and how to use gifts and wisdom. The Saturnian energy helps us dispense the Jupiterian energy in a wise fashion. I'm hearing that song by Tapao. It's an old one, but a good one. Don't push too hard, your dreams are china in your hand. Don't wish too hard, because they may come true, and you can't help them. You don't know what you may have set upon yourself. And I don't want to break your ears by singing too high, but it's that one line, you don't know what you might have set upon yourself. So you came in wanting those restrictions so that you could step into your manifestation and your wisdom. I'm hearing that you're having one of the things that's coming in for you, your incoming blessings, is an amazing heart chakra activation. Not saying that your heart chakra was shut down. I don't think it was, but I think there was a lot of, I want to say, selfishness around you. And you had to learn what that was, and that you're not it, and not to get tempted into it, not to get lured into, oh well, everybody's doing it, so I might as well. I'm hearing that, like, oh, everyone lies on their resume. No, they don't. They don't. You put your best foot forward. That's not the same as like being a scammer. And I was watching recently have you seen that thing on TikTok? I saw one of the YouTubers commenting on it, and it was just fascinating, about that lady from Dallas who had the Danish deception. And now with social media, it's so prevalent to, like, you can just make up anything about yourself and have, it's very difficult to trust a lot of things. Now I'm like, hire a PI if somebody is telling you that, they have several million, but they're asking you to pay for their flights, or like weird excuses. If it doesn't track trust your intuition. I'm hearing that new book on love as well by Bell Hooks. So that might be something, like, that's an oldie but a goodie. Your manifestations are growing, but they're really growing from a place of, from a place of clarity, and from a place of like clarity in the chaos. I feel like you've been around a lot of chaos, pile number 2, and that can really put you on the back foot as far as being able to manifest from love rather than from fear, is the way I want to put it. And you've done a lot of healing. You are recognizing, where you are in your different cycles, and you're moving accordingly. And yes, you're still going to be triggered, and you're still going to, get jealous, and they're still going to be triggered, and they're still going to get jealous. but you now recognize what that is. And I'm getting for you that you always wanted the best for others. But there was something about where things were just being held off for you for so long. You were like, that phrase, you know, if I can't beat him, join him. Like, you were just like, am I just doing it wrong? No, you weren't doing it wrong. You're just really, really powerful. You built your foundation. And it won't bother you, their jealousy and their triggering, to the same degree it would have in the past, because you're not still in that survival energy. You built yourself from the inside out, which is really, really beautiful. And what's another incoming blessing for you is forgiveness. All forgiveness is self-forgiveness. I'm hearing you can't forgive them. They have to learn that for themselves. You can't teach forgiveness. You allowing somebody to continually hurt you because they lack the wisdom, education, experience, insert adjective here. It builds karma for both of you, and you've learned that. You don't want to be complicit in allowing them to be an ABUSER. We all have free will, and we all have the chance to act right, irrespective of what they say about this. You're staying in this scenario is not helping either of you, and you've really, really come to the wisdom of that. You're over your doormat days. You're over being projected upon and being told that you're selfish when you're not, or you're over being just vilified. You're about the truth now, and I'm hearing that hymn. Be not afraid, I go before you always. Come, follow me, and I will give thee rest. You've really come into a peace. You're really connecting with that Christ consciousness energy, and you're learning how to live the way, which is knowing that we are all connected, and that when you hurt somebody, you're ultimately hurting yourself, because then you have to deal with the karma, and then you have to deal with the shame, and you have to deal with the healing of being the person that would deliberately hurt somebody. I'm not going to say that you won't inadvertently hurt people, or that people won't get butt hurt because you didn't do what they wanted you to do, but that's not your problem. And you're learning that. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm hearing visceral compassion for you, pile number 2. Truly not harboring resentment because you transmuted the energy. That is so gorgeous. We've got 7 of Wands. I'm going to pull some tarot for you because I've been talking at you for an age. Knight of Swords. The Hermit, gorgeous. 4 of Cups. Strength card. Page of Cups. And the Hanged Man. Yeah, you've really embraced solitude. And solitude doesn't mean that you have to go and be a hermit, but you really learn to embrace your own space, your own energy, your own light, and just really take your cues from the divine. And you enjoy taking the time to see things from the perspective, from different perspectives, so that you know how to move forward. You really are benefiting from, on a soul level. It may not feel good to your ego, I totally acknowledge that, but you're still maintaining your Page of Cups energy. You're still loving, you're still playful, you're still able to honor your inner child. I'm getting follow the white rabbit, and I'm also getting pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Magician energy for you as well. So you're really at the precipice of manifesting, whereas I feel like you've had to be really strong and you've had to wrestle. She's wrestling a crocodile here. You've really had to wrestle with some of not only your own inner demons, but like I'm hearing that song, Seven Nation Army. I'm going to fight them all. A 7-nation army couldn't hold me back. You've had a lot of people come for you because you wanted to master abundance and the truth of what abundance really is. I'm getting quite angelic energy for you. Just really light. You're just such a light. Like you've just got this fertile, creative, healing, beautiful light about you. Your aura is just gorgeous. We've got to observe. You're just not quick to react anymore. Loving eyes see all. Equanimity. See the truth. Step back. You're really, and it came out over the Hermit, you're really wise. You're wise in not just the lessons that you've learned. You're better, not bitter. That's what I want to say. Ooh! Fire of transformation, radical purification, violet flame, surrendering, resurrection. Wow. Spiritual fire. You have just, crucible. You have really purified a lot of pain. And purity. The unicorn only shows itself to those who are pure of heart, pile number 2. Look at this beautiful glistening coat. You are just so loving and pure. Yeah. Wow. I can tell you've been through it. The cards are really showing that. And you're just so in touch with your transformative abilities. Like you can manifest anything that you want. You're still going to have people who are jealous, who are going to come for you, but you are very protected. You've got the owl, which is also Athena's companion. You've got the phoenix, which is mythical. You are a phoenix. You are nothing can hold you down. You will just transform it into something else. And you do it from a place of such purity. You are such a guiding light to others around you. And they may really try to push on you because of it. And I know you've been through a lot of pain. And I just want to send you a giant big hug from me to you. And I'm going to leave it there, pile number 2. Sending you so much love. Okay, bye. Pile number 3. You chose this beautiful beaded and crystal angel. This is from Kenya. Tree topper. So let's pop that over here. And we'll look at your nakshatra cards to start with. The way I'm going to do this is we're going to start with your oracle cards, and we're going to look at what demons you are moving away from, that you're slaying, what energies you have overcome, and then we're going to look at what your incoming blessings are. Sleigh bells. So first up, you have Barney, and I will need some covering here for Barney. Beautiful. Barney is the nakshatra of the bear. Barney is Venusian energy, and its deity is Yama, and Yama is the god of death. So, and we've got the female symbol here at the center of Barney. We've got Soul Time card number 40. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. That fits very well with Barney energy, which I'm getting Bardo, doula. And we've got mouse medicine also. 2 by 20 is 40. So numerology might be a thing as well. Mouse medicine. So with the Bardo, I'm getting the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which I literally bought a copy of it this morning. I have not read it yet because I am not a machine. And I read things, you know, I like to read things a page at a time and digest them. Things like that anyway. I'm getting for Barney energy also doula, death doula, birth doula, midwifing between realms. She's the bearer. Death is just the beginning. Mediumship. Ghost whisperer. So you might be your mediumship abilities might be coming online. I'm hearing I see dead people from the sixth sense as well. So maybe it was something that you're mastering mediumship. Maybe you had energies, whether you were aware of it or not, or maybe you had this when you were younger, you had energies coming to you that you didn't really know how to interact with and serve them in a way that didn't scare you. And if you didn't have somebody around you to help you with that, it might have been painful or scary. I'm also hearing karma, woman scorned. She is the regulator. She's the discipliner. And it kind of, I was looking at Victor Kara's lesson on Barney, and he was talking about how you go from that damsel energy to mother, and a healthy Barney. And in order to, once you have the child, you have responsibilities, and you move from damsel to motherhood. And you do that through, discipline, labor. And you have to take care of yourself while you are with child. And then the labor process is traumatic on the body. And then you have this being who is completely dependent on you. And it's not about you anymore. You have that child totally and wholly, completely depends on you once the child is born. I'm hearing I didn't put the wound there, but it is my responsibility to heal it by Maya Angelou. So Barney is kind of making sure that there is the end to, not to fun, but to frivolity. Like true frivolity, true attachments to silliness. Like what's around has to matter. You're not going to have, a party lifestyle around your baby. If you're a good mother, you'll go to a party maybe and then come back party, and you're not going to raise your child without the nurturing and the balance of a healthy environment. Soul time. I'm getting balancing the material plane and the unseen, the other dimensions as well. And I'm really feeling Kali coming through, the goddess of time and space. Linear time is really only one aspect. And I'm hearing that line from Dune. We have folded space from gigs, where you're getting an ability to kind of timeline jump, access other realms, access other densities, access other dimensions. And mouse medicine. Mouse medicine is about the details and the nuances. And, everything is really relative. Mouse is mouse is food for many predators. And mouse medicine has to do with maybe sorting and categorizing. And rather than having that being a neurosis, it can be organically and, organically, systematically processed through diligence and awareness. Every step is unique, and yet every step is of the same value. Live every day as though it were your last, knowing that every day is unique. Every day you get a decision, you get free will as to how you're going to navigate that, and how you're going to feel about the things that show up, because life is chaos. I'm getting you might have had some internally, you might have had some nervous system worry. I'm also getting that you might have been, this is a very schmexual energy as well. I'm getting that you have very, very schmexual potency in your energy field. And there's a good likelihood that you might have been slut shamed by people who just didn't appreciate your innocence in carrying that energy and didn't nurture that in you in a way that was healthy. And you might have attracted some people that wanted to feed off of that in a not so healthy way, or judge you for it. You may have not been believed or be able to get support as well, I'm hearing, because you had a calm demeanor. And that's really common for people who grew up around chaos, to be honest. And people may have dumped a lot on you. Lots of people say, I love a Taurus. And I bring up Taurus because Venusian energy. So it's Aries in Vedic astrology, but Venus is strongly associated with Taurus in the Western astrology. And I've heard a lot of people say, I love a Taurus, because Taurus is nurturing. And I've also heard Venus being described as crocodile energy, whereas the way they were explaining that was that crocodile is outwardly serene, but inwardly corrosive. So if they have energy, if they have shame, or they have anger, they'll tend to direct it inwards rather than direct it at the people around them. So they might come across as being calm when they're dealing with a lot. So I'm getting that, the duck, or the duck moving and serene on the water, but underneath there's like paddling. So you might have had anxiety or nervous or OCD. You may have had a propensity towards perfectionism to keep the peace. You may have experienced indecisiveness, like getting frozen, wondering which way to go, or experiencing overwhelm. And music might be very healing for you. I'm hearing music, dance, space, and bass. Feeling the violin or the cello in your body, for example. When you can really feel the bass in your, in your bones and in your muscles. Like that can feel really, it can feel really visceral, and it can feel like it's really moving energy through you, like you're resonating with whatever that is. And I'm hearing that song by Nothing But Thieves called Crazy. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. And even your emotions had an echo in so much space. Really cool song. But you might have just needed space and movement to be able to express your own emotions to yourself, because you may not have gotten the support or the airtime, or even just the basic dignity of being believed when you were in pain, when you were confused, when you were angry, when you were feeling shame. You may not have had an outlet for that with other people. You may not have had that emotional support. I'm getting very strongly for you. So you're moving away from that, and I'm feeling like you're able to, you've really come into a way to be able to, I'm hearing you're moving towards profound, innate, visceral understanding of death energy, letting go, releasing, rebirthing, cycles. You're able to really honor cycles with reverence and grace. You're able to let things go because you're not fearful that new great things won't come. I'm hearing you're more attuned to the baby. You're more attuned, like a mother would be attuned to their baby. I'm hearing more sensuality in the boudoir. You might have been one of these people who was so sensitive relative to other people that actually that experience could have been quite overwhelming for you if you weren't with somebody who was able to meet you and take their time with you and let you experience the full movement or the full emotion or the full experience or the full feeling. There's a scene in Out of Africa where he just like they're in bed and I think it's him. He's like makes it still or quiet, but like somebody just being there with you. That is, you're going to meet more people who not only in the bedroom when you do have that relationship or that's developing in your relationship, but just in general, you are highly sensitive and you will be around the people. And I'm not saying it's going to be everybody in your community because there's a lot of people who just want to be distracted and who just want to go, 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 go. I'm hearing that song Happy Place as well by Katie Melua. And people just enjoy being distracted because they don't have to face the pain of being human. And you'll know what I'm putting down. If you know what I'm putting down. If you know, you know. If you don't, forget about it. You will at some point. I'm hearing for you also precision, laser focus in the minutiae, in thoughts and actions. Frequency, fierce. The sensitivity, the things that were, it's like the things that were a pain for you are now transforming into, you've learned how to wield the magic and make them your own and bring in your abundance, if that makes sense. I'm hearing the song for you as well. A lot of songs for you as well. The Carpenters calling occupants of interplanetary craft. In your mind you have capacity, you know, to telepath messages through a vast unknown. Please close your eyes and concentrate with every thought you think upon the recitation we're about to sing. I'm getting that your incoming blessings, your psychic gifts are really coming online, or your stillness gifts, your astral projection, astral travel, remote viewing, your ability to navigate other realms. Sacred sites might be really, really activating for you if you visit them, because they hold so much wisdom in their energy field. And that's, again, that slow and stillness. Think about how they're record keepers, crystals. They probably will speak to you. Petrified wood, like millions of years, fossils. Yeah. Trees, nature itself, the earth. You're connecting in with Mother Earth, Gaia, even on such a deeply profound and visceral level. It's beautiful. I feel like the voices of the wind is coming through. I'm hearing that, like, your voice, you're singing, but I feel like you hear the music of Mother Gaia. You'll hear the music of nature, that sensitivity. Tantra and breath work might be really, really something that's just really nurturing for you. And it might be something that you end up, really enjoying, but also maybe leading others in or sharing with others in some way at some point. I'm really getting for you. You have it's the Venusian energy. Like, this is death energy. You have a lot of, you help people understand cycles also. And I think you lead by example, whether you share it through sharing your experiences rather than, I'm not saying that you won't be a teacher, you might be a teacher, but I feel it more like in your interactions with them, at least in the next stage, like experiencing it yourself and first, and then sharing it with others. Not running out there and being like, oh, I've got it, now I need to monetize it. I'm not getting that. And I'm not saying that you won't make money from it. And in fact, I think really going into this energy, like the Venusian energy for you, and this, like, through the body. We talked about this, I think, in either pile 1 or 2. Like, Shavasana is I was taught that Shavasana is the most important pose in yoga, and that's the, where you're just the resting pose. That is the ability. If you can learn to master your mind and your body, like, all dimensions are open to you, all realms are open to you, and that is what's coming on for you. I'm also hearing Cosmic Girl from Jamiroquai, and that's from the album Traveling Without Moving. I'm scanning all my radars. Well, she said she's from a quasar 40,000 million light years away. It's a distant solar system, trying to phone, but they don't listen. So I asked her for her number all the same. You have got this potent schmexuality. It's like untamed yet dignified schmexuality is what I'm hearing. Super hot, white hot, too hot to handle for he who cannot master his vital force. I'm hearing fever. Chicks were born to give you fever. Be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, they give you fever. When you kiss them, fever. If you live, you learn. Fever till you sizzle. What a lovely way to burn. That was Peggy Lee back in the day. And I'm hearing too much from the Spice Girls. Too much of something is bad enough, but something's coming over me to make me wonder. Too much of nothing is just as tough. I need to know the way to feel to keep me satisfied. And then that part where Sporty Spice, she was like, what part don't you understand? I want a man, not a boy who thinks he can. You're operating at a different level now. You need somebody who has the sensitivity and who has the capacity and who has done the work to be able to really change of perspective, to be able to really commune with you is the way I want to say it. 10 of Swords, painful endings. 3 of Cups, wow. 2 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. 8 of Cups. 10 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and Knight of Wands. you've been around a lot of people who were in and out, who you invested in, who left you high and dry, left you for DEAD, and you've learned how to be loving all the same and to be your own light. You've really learned to thrive in your own energy and to not need somebody else to be something that feeds you. You're self-generative. You're again, that word fertile is coming up, and that makes sense with the with the Barney card, with the yoni. Like, you're really good at transformation. You're really good at letting things pass when it's time. And not being afraid. We're taught so much to be fearful of death energy in our culture. And I'm not going to lie. The incarnation is what's hard. Pain is a matter of sensation. I love this song. It's Revenge by Danger Mouse and Sparkle Horse. Pain is a matter of sensation. Although you have a way of avoiding it all. And you don't avoid it. You transmute it. You meet it. You show up. You don't let it turn you. Divine masculine. I feel like if you haven't met a life partner, if that's something that you want, that is on the cards for you. And if you have, that it's going to deepen and develop. Also referring to the divine masculine in yourself. Like, you've really had to be strong to weather all of, to come up through all of these challenges, and very much on your own and alone, and really have people who said that they loved you, but they didn't really know what love is. And I'm hearing that song. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. You show people what love is. And you love yourself. And you love them. And you're better. You're not bitter. And oh my gosh. Cosmic heart source. Source of all. True home. Just be. Heart connection. You're always connected to source. Look at all this white. This is the Brotherhood of the Light Egyptian Tarot as well. And then you've got Syrian emissaries. Dream for the new earth. Time now for a magical life. You are really at the forefront of leading people through this ascension that the earth is going through at the moment. That this midwifing, through example, by being a model student of spirit, which means that yes, you're going to you're always going to have to make a choice, but you choose integrity, you choose truth, you choose spirit. I'm not going to say every time. I am going to say every time. You're just so dialed into, your aura is so strong. It doesn't mean that people don't get hurt when you know the like the true tough love. When you have a teacher that the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. I feel like you're very incredibly loving, but we talked about Kali earlier on. Kali is going to help you get through those attachments. If you want to call in Kali, she is ever loving. She is ever loving. She is the consort of Shiv, and she is just such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful energy, and she will help you get through chaos. and sever those attachments. And it can be painful, and it is painful because we live in a materialistic world, and we live in this delusion that we are alone. But you have learned that we are never alone. You are able to, that's your this profound, I'm back to that phrase, profound, innate, visceral understanding of death energy. You have learned to let go of what doesn't serve you. And it was a painful process, and you got stabbed in the back many, 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 many times. And I want to pull one of these cards for you, pile number 3. Feel a giant big hug from me, honestly. Pain is a matter of sensation, but that sensation ain't pleasant. And when you feel forsaken, and I remember hearing that the communal dance, beautiful. This is the Journey of Love Oracle deck. And we've got the moon here as well. When you feel that amount of pain, like, you still have to process it. Like, it's not that, I understand it so it doesn't hurt. It still hurts. It's just that you have access to another perspective, and you have access to that other higher frequencies as well, because you've done the work, because you're so good at mastering cyclical energy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pile number 3. You are so strong. You are so beautiful. You are such a guiding light to humanity and and beyond. You are a guiding light to those who have come to you for guidance from the other side, through potentially mediumship, or even you work very closely, like you're on a spirit team task force, helping nurture communities through this ascension. So for that, I just want to say beautiful, and kudos to you, and I'm sending you a lot of love, and I hope that you have community around you, or that you're calling in community around you that can actually hold you in person and give you the hugs that you absolutely deserve, and that can look into your eyes and hold your gaze and just be there with you in silence and in communal energy, and just love on you the way that you love on Mother Gaia, on nature, on all of the plants and the animals, on the world at large, and on those who don't understand that you're loving on them. So, blessings. Love you very much, and take care of yourselves. Bye, pile number 3.